Hello again. Today I want to show you my Blood Ravens Space Marine collection, and they're all Primaris. I also have a Sister of Battle on this side, so I just want to show you guys. This is just kind of a little painting collection that I have. I don't actually play Space Marines or Blood Ravens, but they are my favorite chapter. And so when I got the Paint Your Own Mcfarlane Space Marine action figure, I knew I was going to paint him as a Blood Raven, and I finally got him finished. So I want to showcase him as well as all of my lower miniatures. So let me start with this guy. So this was the first intercessor that I ever got, and I even modeled his face after mine. I typically have a beard, so I wanted to go ahead and give him one too. So this is kind of like me as a Primaris intercessor, and I wanted to give him a bigger gun just because I thought it looked cool, even though at the time intercessors couldn't really have bigger guns. So I just kind of counted that as an assault bolt rifle with the grenade launcher attachment. So, of course, I've got the Auspex for him. The next one that I got was the Eliminator. I decided that with the Blood Ravens having kind of that cream-colored pack, I decided to give him kind of a desert camo cloak, and I think that contrasts really well. I really like the idea of using him as a count-as Vindicare, because I just have the one. But the next guy, of course, is the Assault Intercessor. Relatively new guy, but there's just something kind of cool about that classic chainsword look for a Space Marine. And of course, he's got that metallic arm. And then, just for fun, I painted one of my guys up as a Deathwatch Marine. So this was one of the original sergeants from the original, I think, 8th edition boxes. But I've added quite a bit of additions to him. So bottom part here is from an Eldar blade. I kind of painted this more like a Satan blade. Just kind of like a Xenophase blade that the Deathwatch use. And then, of course, I've got that Tyranid head right there. And this is all freehand in the shoulder pad there. As well as, of course, they don't make decals. Well, I know that Forge World makes decals, but I freehand all of the Blood Ravens shoulder icons. And of course, the Mcfarlane action figure. I really enjoyed painting this guy. You did have to kind of take him apart to do that. And I don't know if it's maybe just the fact that there's moving parts that kind of rub up against each other, but maybe the primer that I used wasn't the best for the kind of plastic resin that it's made out of. But even though there's a ton of articulation, you can kind of see that like in the knees here, the elbows, the shoulders, you know, the head moves, everything moves. But it kind of scrapes the paint off. Again, I think there's probably better paints out there that may have worked, but for my purposes, I'm probably not going to move him around that much. I know that once I got the hand done, and it's really tough to get that bolter in there, it pretty much scraped all of the paint off of the inside of the hand. Luckily, though, you can't really see that because of kind of where it's located, but this guy's pretty much just going to be a showpiece, so I am cool to not necessarily have to move him around that much. And then, of course, you can kind of see down here at the bottom, there's the scale of an actual miniature. I really like the idea of potentially using this guy as a knight with a rapid-fire battle cannon. That's why I've put him on the base. And that's actually just magnet. So he does come off, but I've added magnets here at the bottom of his heels. Let me see if I can get... So I really had a lot of fun painting this guy. Took me a while though. And I did use the Lamian medium to kind of coat him. That's why he kind of has a shine gloss. Even though that's not supposed to be a gloss finish, it ended up being that way, and I feel like it protects the paint pretty well. Last thing I want to show you guys is the Sister of Battle that I've painted. I wanted a miniature that kind of represented my wife. Since this guy represents me, I wanted this one to kind of represent my wife. And I also gave her kind of the red paint scheme to match with all my Blood Ravens. Let me do a quick spin here and then I'll bring her a little closer. And my wife really likes to read, so she wanted to have a book in her hand, so I just kind of converted that. I also didn't like all the empty space that this miniature has over here. You had the bolter on this side and then just kind of nothing over here, so adding that book kind of balanced the miniature, I think, very well. And then, of course, did a lot of work on that base. Given those roses blue instead of the traditional red because I wanted it to kind of stand out. And that's my collection of Primaris Blood Ravens Space Marines, as well as a Sister of Battle and the Mcfarlane Paint Your Own Space Marine to match. I hope you guys enjoyed.